First, if you don't have a lot of time, can you see the short clip? And this video is about phone cons. I was eagerly waiting for the iPhone 14 Pro launch, my dream phone. That's how I saw it. I imagined myself taking amazing pictures, playing the latest games smoothly and getting my daily tasks done efficiently. But this dream quickly turned into a nightmare. The iPhone 14 Pro greatly disappointed me and even made me regret the day I decided to buy it. The problems started to appear a few days after using the phone. I faced annoying glitches, random restarts, and a worrying rise in temperature. At first I thought they were simple problems, and that future updates would solve them, but unfortunately I was wrong. The problems got worse over time and became a part of my experience with the phone. Using the iPhone 14 Pro became mentally exhausting and extremely frustrating. Instead of this phone being a quantum leap in the world of smartphones, it became a heavy burden and a constant headache. In this video, I will share my sad experience with the iPhone 14 Pro and highlight the most prominent flaws I suffered from. One of the biggest problems I faced with the iPhone 14 Pro is the frequent glitches in the operating system. These glitches appear in various apps and tasks and cause a lot of annoyance. For example, while adjusting the lock screen settings, the phone suddenly freezes and takes a long time to respond. Other times, strange error messages appear for no apparent reason, and it doesn't stop there, it extends to random restarts. While I'm busy working on the phone or enjoying watching a video, the iPhone 14 Pro surprises me by restarting suddenly without warning. These recurring problems make using the iPhone 14 Pro an extremely frustrating experience. Instead of focusing on my daily tasks, I find myself having to deal with these annoying flaws constantly. The iPhone 14 Pro camera was one of the most prominent marketing points for the phone, but unfortunately, the camera did not live up to expectations. In addition to the sometimes poor quality of the photos, the camera suffers from a problem processing images correctly. When taking a picture, the phone takes a long time to process it, which leads to losing precious moments. And sometimes the processing result is disappointing, where the pictures look dull and lack clarity and precision. These problems make the iPhone 14 Pro camera impractical for everyday use. Instead of relying on it to document my beautiful moments, I find myself hesitant to use it for fear of the disappointing result. Another annoying problem facing iPhone 14 Pro users is the excessive rise in the phone's temperature. When using the phone for long periods or running apps that require high capabilities, its temperature rises noticeably and it becomes difficult to hold or use comfortably. And it's not just about feeling the heat. The rise in temperature negatively affects the phone's performance. It becomes slower to respond, the speed of loading apps decreases, and the graphics quality in games decreases. Section 5. Updates upon updates, a never-ending cycle of despair. Since the launch of the iPhone 14 Pro, Apple has released many updates to the operating system. I was hoping that these updates would solve the problems the phone suffers from. But unfortunately, these updates failed to solve the basic problems. On the contrary, some updates have led to new problems or exacerbated existing problems, which made the iPhone 14 Pro stuck in a vicious cycle of problems and useless updates. Section 6. WhatsApp woes, communication breakdown. Social media apps like WhatsApp have become an integral part of our daily lives. But with the iPhone 14 Pro, the WhatsApp experience has become extremely frustrating. I've faced problems sending and receiving messages, delayed notifications, and frequent disconnections. These problems significantly hinder communication and cause great annoyance. Section 7. YouTube frustrations, glitches, and stutters. Watching videos on YouTube is one of the most common activities we do on our smartphones. But with the iPhone 14 Pro, this experience has become extremely frustrating. I have faced problems playing videos smoothly, where I suffer from constant stuttering and stopping, in addition to problems with the sound such as distortion and delay. Section 8. Daily life disrupted, a phone that controls me. In short, the iPhone 14 Pro has become a heavy burden in my daily life. Instead of making my life easier, as smartphones are supposed to do, It has become a hindrance and causes me more problems. I've become afraid to use the phone in public for fear of an embarrassing glitch or a sudden restart. I also think 1,000 times before taking a picture or watching a video for fear of the disappointing result. Section 9. Conclusion. The iPhone 14 Pro, a regrettable purchase. The iPhone 14 Pro is the worst iPhone I have ever used. It has greatly disappointed me and has become a symbol of frustration and anger. I advise everyone to avoid buying this phone and turn to other alternatives. I personally am eagerly waiting for the launch of the iPhone 15, hoping that Apple will correct its mistakes and offer us a smartphone worthy of the company's reputation.